News Dump. Oh boy, Shime, we got a trailer that has finally made some sense of what could be the movie of the summer, and that is Barbie.
Yes, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. And
so isn't she?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer, I got to tell you, kind of excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I've been excited for really excited.
I've been excited for this movie. And at the beginning, they said to us, we're not going to use that song. We're not going to use, who's the song by? I'm a Barbie girl.
Isn't it like
Barbie world?
Aqua or something?
Yes, by Aqua. We're not going to use that song. Little did we know that the movie's premise is essentially those lyrics.
100%. She's literally a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, and she needs to go to the real world and figure things out.
She's made of plastic. Life was fantastic, but then once her heels touch the ground and she has to talk to Will Ferrell, things are all haywire.
And Kate McKinnon.
Who I'm not a huge Kate McKinnon fan, but this seems like the proper role for her.
I love how it was either a high heel or a Birkenstock.
Yeah.
Those are the two realities.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think wins the box office the weekend of July 21st, Barbie v. Oppenheimer?
I think Barbie. I think Barbie just appeals to a wider audience. Like, I think someone like myself may enjoy both, but someone like my girlfriend may enjoy Barbie more.
Up until this last trailer, I was leaning more towards Oppenheimer. Like, this seems a bit too broad and weird for a Barbie movie. But now it kind of seems like what we were either expecting / want.
Yeah, I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people, and it's going to be a good movie. It looks bright and fun and interesting.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of Margot Robbie, news dump. Let's jump a topic real quick here, Shime.
Okay.
And reports. These are rumors. Rumor has it for Fantastic Four casting. This is per prominent scooper. My time to shine. Hello on Twitter. Adam Driver as Reed Richards. We've seen this a bunch of times. Paul Mescal as Johnny Storm. Daveed Diggs as Ben Grimm. And the one I just kind of teased here, Margot Robbie as Sue Storm.
I feel like they are going for star power here. I'm not super familiar with Paul Mescal's work. I wonder if he's smoky like the mezcal I've drank before. Daveed Diggs is the thing. Like, that's sure as Ben Grimm.
Interesting. It's interesting.
It's different, but I mean, for the most part, the thing is just going to be a pile of rocks anyways. So you can make it whoever you want to make it. I don't know. I don't know that I would be going for all this star power. I don't think you need it. You're the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You don't need Margot Robbie to sell tickets. Like, especially after what you just saw with Guardians.
Do they now? Do they need stars to sell tickets now?
Maybe, but do you need Margot Robbie and Adam Driver in the same movie?
That's a good question. And I'm not even sure if Adam Driver is the perfect casting for Reed Richards, but I also think that he'll make it work. And also, I think Margot Robbie, this is a little too fan casting-y, but, you know, Brie Larson was kind of fan casting-y too, and she's done very well with that.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I just feel like if I'm Marvel, I would attach one superstar's name to this movie instead of, two, and then save that other superstar for a different title. That way you can, spread out the love a little bit.
And then also what Marvel should do, because Elizabeth Olsen over the past week has said, hey, new actors jumping into Marvel don't sign 10-movie deals. Marvel should find some up-and-comers and be like, no, you're ours, 10 movies. You have no
100%.
choice. If it's Margot Robbie, you're going movie to movie.
Yeah, 100%. And she just may decide after the first movie, I don't want to do this anymore. And then you're screwed, or you have to kill off Sue Storm or whatever.
But I do think that she would be pretty good. I think that, although kind of an obvious choice, she would be good.
Yeah, I mean, she's excellent in everything. So, of course, she'd be good.
News dump. Well, let's jump back now to Deadpool 3 has begun filming, but since the writers are on strike, reports say Ryan Reynolds can't improvise lines while doing this movie. So what I would suggest is don't shoot it right now. Wait.
Yeah, just like don't do it. So I don't understand. Because the writers are on strike, he can't improvise lines?
Because the writers are on strike, and he is a writer. He is in the guild. He cannot write a movie on set. He cannot write as the movie is going along.
Gotcha. So that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, then just don't shoot it. Or like
Yeah.
shoot all the things that have no dialogue.
Or, and this is what I think might be happening, is he's still improvising and they're just gonna not tell anybody.
Yeah, or because he's in the mask most of the time anyways, I bet a lot of it could just be voiceover work, and you can film just about everything else, and then he can do the voiceover later.
Because I really don't want this movie to be a casualty of a writer's strike, much like so many television shows have and movies of like, well, we had a great idea, but the writers went on strike and we couldn't fix certain things. This movie, I think for the state of comic book movies, has to be great.
Yeah, you have to make sure that this movie hits and on every level. Like this cannot miss. Guardians was really good, but like it's the one really good thing we've had in quite a while.
And it was also the final movie of a trilogy. So it's not
Yeah.
like leading you down a new path. It's the end of an old path.
And there's no more James Gunn in the MCU for that matter either. So I think that's a huge element you take away from it. This movie has to hit.
Yeah, I mean, much like The Flash, I think The Flash has to be a mega smash.
Mega hit.
A mega hit. It needs to be a mega smash. So, yeah, this movie, Deadpool 3 needs to be there. It just, don't ruin it. Don't chance it.
Especially if you're bringing back Hugh Jackman and you're making this whole big thing about it. Like, you gotta make it good.
And the possibility, and I mean, you know, we don't know if she was teasing The Flash or if she was teasing possibly coming back to this, but Halle Berry, you know, tweeted out a photo of her with her white hair, and that might be Patience Phillips' hair, but she might be in this as well.
Yeah, which would be interesting. That'd be a fun little twisty twist. I like that.
News dump. Oh, we've skipped the Fantastic Four, and let's go to John Wick 5, which reports say Lionsgate's Joe Drake has confirmed early development of the 5th John Wick movie, to which I am a huge fan of the first 4 movies, especially John Wick 4, but I think going into it, knowing that it was the final chapter, gave it a boost. If you now go back on that, you're kind of playing with the audience a little too much.
Sure. This is fine. I think too, if they kind of not like like rebooted or anything, but maybe a soft reset with someone that isn't Keanu Reeves, I think that might be a direction that they could go where it does feel kind of new and they're not necessarily fully going back on
What
their
if
word.
they go with a young John Wick before he gets married and you get into his prior life before he had to jump back in?
A prequel in the 5th movie. I like the sound of that.
I think you kind of have to do that.
You have to do something like that, right? It has to be either like a different version of John Wick.
John Wick Year 1.
Yeah, exactly. John Wick Year 1 or Old Man John Wick, or something along those lines.
I would have liked an Old Man John Wick like 10 years down the line, though. Like, say, after you get the ballerina spinoffs and some other stuff within this universe, as we're all getting sick of the movies, then you say, no, John Wick's back.
Yeah, and he's old now.
He's old now. We know how much you guys like old people.
Clint Eastwood's still alive. He's going to play John Wick.
We're going to, put his face on a younger person's body and see how that does. News up. Some unusual news. When I first read that, I can't wrap around this concept. But according to Pitchfork, the composers for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem will be Oscar Award winners Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Of course, they have worked on The Social Network and Soul, but they'll be composing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah, so it's a little weird. Trent Reznor of what is it, Nine Inch Nails?
9 Inch Nails.
Yep, good for him. I don't know that I would have gone with composers for a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Like this to me screams soundtrack. Just like with, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and things of that nature, where it's like, oh, here's a collection of really cool songs that are now going to be super uber popular instead of like scores.
I mean, you can still do that, but I think you're overshadowing any kind of a soundtrack that you might put out there.
Yeah.
If you're having these two do it. But I will say this is that between the unique animation and now this unique sound, I am unbelievably interested in like the product that they give us here.
Yeah, this is another hook into the Goo audience here, as you are already into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and now
I
they're
love
just
turtles.
they're now just giving you another reason to be in.
I
on
like
this movie.
cartoons, and I like Nine Inch Nails.
Yep. Win,
Yeah.
win, win.
This is just gonna. This might be. So I took it in the movie draft. This might be a sneaky huge hit.
Yeah, like this. Like Mario was a clear-cut, massive hit.
No, Mario.
This could-
Everyone knew going into Mario, besides Davey, that
Yeah, apparently.
Mario was gonna be the biggest movie of the year.
100%. But this could sneaky make like
This might
the
sneak
top
up.
5.
Yep. And the release date on this, I mentioned this last week, has been moved up 2 days to May 2nd. Not May
Ooh.
2nd, August 2nd.
Okay.
I believe it was a Wednesday. There are a lot more Wednesday releases nowadays.
Yeah, because then you get that full weekend of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Speaking of long weekend box offices, newsed up. Little Mermaid swims laps at the box office. 164 global, 117 domestic, even with a Roddy T audience bomb.
Yeah, I guess good for them. I'm not going to go see this movie. You have a child. Are you going to go see this movie?
No, so this is one of those that I plan to see when it is on home release, but not because of the movie, but more because I haven't really liked the live action Disney movies.
100%. Neither have I. I don't see any interest in this. It's nothing against any of the actors or actresses in the movie. It is simply because I don't need live action Disney movies. The animated one is just fine.
I enjoyed the Aladdin live action movie there.
Yep.
But pretty much after seeing The Lion King, I said, I don't really want these anymore. The Lion King just really soured me on all these movies.
If I want to go see these movies, I'll just go see the originals, which are freaking awesome as they are.
Animated movies are cool.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. A lot of people are like, ugh, animated sucks. No,
well, Mac,
movies
I will
great.
say this, is that Mac keeps on telling me that animated movies only have a certain ceiling of hot dogs. I disagree. I think they could be 40 hot doggers.
Well, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a 40 hot dog movie. So if the ceiling is 40 hot dogs, then yes, Mac, they have a certain ceiling of 40 hot dogs.
Let's shit on Mac because he's not here. By the way, Mac's out this
Mac
week.
sucks.
Mac's out. 13 minutes in. Mac's out this week. He'll be with us at the end of the week. Speaking of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, he'll be in for our review at the end of the week. Hopefully, he'll also do a sweet... Guys, follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. We do dumb videos. Hopefully, Mac will have a nice 60-second crisp review by Thursday or something. I don't know.
Nice. I like every Mac and Goo video on TikTok.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I got a comment on YouTube the other day that just says, "This is boring." And it's in my it's in my brain. It's in my brain, man.
That's tough. That's tough.
It was a very positively received video. Just that one comment, though.
Yeah, it's always the negative ones that stick out.
I mean, you work on a morning show. You must get that constantly.
Goo, I cannot tell you how many times I look to my right and see just a list of Shime's a moron. What the hell is this kid talking about?
Newsed up. Bunch of shows wrapping up or have wrapped up. The series finale of Succession, which I will get to eventually. That was last night. Are you a Succession guy?
I'm not a Succession guy, unfortunately.
Okay.
No.
The issue is that I keep seeing 60 minutes and it scares me.
Yeah, I get that. It's tough nowadays.
Barry also wrapped up their 4-season set. I'm midway through it right now, and it's kind of depressing, but I'm going to power through. I love that show.
I do too. I love Barry. It's just they made a certain choice in this season that I don't particularly love. The Fred Armisen is a national treasure.
Yes,
and so that will always stand out to me. But
Episode 3.
Yeah, but there is a choice in this season that I don't particularly care for. So I'm kind of ready for the show to be over.
And finally, Dave season 3 wraps up this week, and I think I have a new pet peeve, and that is in the show. Rachel McAdams or Rachel McAdam?
McAdam.
Yeah. Okay. There's no S. I'm sorry. Shime.
It's okay.
She keeps texting Dave, or she texted him once and just said, "Meal? Want to go get a meal? Fucking specify what you want that meal to be. Yep. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. You have 3 options. Don't say meal.
No. There's 4 options: breakfast, lunch, dinner, or brunch.
Brunch.
Because if you're getting a boozy brunch, it's very casual.
I think no one says breakfast then. It's just brunch, lunch, dinner.
Okay, fair. Yeah, like only your parents say you want to get breakfast.
No, if you want to get breakfast, I feel like that's a homemade thing. You only do homemade breakfast. If you're going out to eat breakfast, it's brunch.
So if it was breakfast, it'd be a sleepover first and then breakfast.
So that's a little provocative.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I get you.
Oh, speaking of which, I was at brunch on Sunday, ? And while I was eating my hash, I accidentally bit my fork, and I wanted to go home and just lock myself away for a couple days.
It's a tough spot to be in. What kind of hash were you eating? Was it like a corned beef hash?
Corned beef hash. It was delicious.
Oh.
Irontown Diner, Saugus. That's a free plug. Delicious hash. If the diner does not have good hash, I'm not going back on a repeat.
I can respect that. We are big fans of hash in this household. So everywhere we get breakfast, we try the hash.
I just mentioned biting my fork, and I'm feeling it in my teeth right now.
Oh,
I'm feeling that
feel
exact
like the
spot.
Tingy,
I'm feeling the tingliness right now. Ugh. News dump. By the way, Dave's been good this year. Dave has been.
Dave is arguably one of the best shows on TV right now.
Also, I feel so bad for Allison. I love Allison. Come on.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is awesome. But you know what is back today? I have not watched it yet. I'm so excited to dig my teeth into season 3 of I Think You Should Leave. So many guest stars. Just to name a few: Jason Schwartzman, Tim Meadows, Fred Armisen, Sam Richardson, Will Forte, Patty Harrison, and many, many more. But I would argue that I don't need any guest stars. I want as much Tim Robinson as possible.
Well, yeah, and I think the March Madness bracket of I Think You Should Leave characters really kind of showed you that the best characters are Tim Robinson characters.
The best sketches are when Tim is at the front and center.
100%. And so I want more of Tim all the time. I am going to dedicate my entire afternoon to watching this not once, but twice through. I've already watched the first sketch, but that's it. So I'm very excited to continue watching and watch all the way through.
It's on Netflix, guys.
Yeah.
Nerdflix. Look for, I would say not this week, because we're doing Spider-Man this week. Maybe at the end of next week. We need some time to digest it, because generally when you watch the show, like my first time watching through season 2, I wasn't over the moon about it. But weeks go by and you just keep thinking of these sketches and watching them over and over again, and they just grow on you and they evolve. And certain sketches that like Crashmore, I might have had in my top 10 after first or second viewing, but now I think it's the most quoted sketch that I have.
I hated Crashmore at first.
Yeah.
And the more I watched it, the more I just love it. It's so good. And I'm really excited. This is the first time my girlfriend's actually going to watch I Think You Should Leave with me, because I haven't watched it like 17 times yet and don't have a bunch of inside jokes with my friends about it yet. So she's like, okay, I don't feel like you're just going to be making jokes about what's going on the screen the entire time we watch it. So I'll sit down and watch this season with you.
I am really feeling that fork on my teeth right now. It's a mental thing now.
Yeah, you are stuck in a bad place, friend. You have to go like chew on some ice or something.
I might have to like leave work right now. Call out sick. What's your illness?
Flex time.
Ah, God.
Tingy teeth.
I know. Yucky. This is the worst. News dump.